My name, just in case you're not sure, is Mr. Gladwin, and I'm the Deputy Head of the Manor Academy, and it is my responsibility to design and drive forward the curriculum within the school. And I'd like, first of all, to say absolutely huge thank you for you coming tonight. I mean, let's be right about it, it's been a while since we've really been together in any meaningful sense. And I think to see a lot of faces in one room, coming together to actually think, seriously about teaching and learning and about the futures of your children, I think is, it's what we're all about. And I'd like to say, that actually, this for me is an exciting step. Because you are now into your third year of secondary education, and you're now starting to think about making some choices about the education that you'd like to take part in Key Stage 4. And so there is some thinking that needs to be done. And obviously you'll get the absolute opportunity to go down to the cafeteria area where all the staff are waiting for you to talk through potential option choices, to talk through what you'll be studying in the core subjects. So you will get that opportunity. So it is an exciting time. And it's something that I think that, we want to embrace. So, I think what we're trying to do tonight is demonstrate to you and highlight to you that we are looking to develop and provide an ambitious curriculum. And over this last few days, I've been talking to Year 9s, and I did the Year 9 assembly yesterday. And actually, I sort of like wrote it down. To be honest with you, I'm not sure that I'd remember all that. But actually, for me, what we're about is we're about that aspirant curriculum. And I want a curriculum that is highly challenging for your children. One that stretches them and forces them to potentially succeed in areas which they did not think that they could do. Because if I was to think about designing a curriculum that was anything less than that, I would be selling your children short. I would be selling you guys short. And so actually I make no apology for wanting to provide that stretch, that challenge. Because, we know what's happening today. And we know that things like today will happen again and again. The world is not predictable, and it's not easy. But we can provide our children with the skills and knowledge which will allow them to be successful. And I think that starts here. It starts here about in terms of what we actually do in terms of the curriculum we want, the courses that we want for our students, for your children. So it is an exciting opportunity. You can really think about what you want to do. Start to think about it. But remember that, generally you are about 14, give or take a bob. And it's about taking small steps. Because you'll take bigger steps when you get to post 16. And what we want to make sure is that you've got a fantastic base, that actually you've got a bedrock of a curriculum and knowledge which allows you to do the things that you want to do when you start to make choices for post 16. And also it's about building on the knowledge that you've been gaining for the last 3 years. We're not starting afresh. The curriculum that we've had designed for the last 3 years builds our students, builds your children to the point where actually they can make real solid gains in Key Stage 4. So that's my offer to you. My offer to you is actually our curriculum is going to be aspirant. Because I know you want the best for your children, and we want the best for your children. And only by providing a curriculum which allows them to be their best, are we all going to get that. So the core curriculum. Subjects that everybody will do. English language and literature, as you'd expect. Maths, religious education, PSHE and Physical Education Core. So everyone will do Core P. And actually the RE one for me is, actually I was talking to the head of English only yesterday about this. And talking about actually, the real impact that actually students that do RE has positively in terms of their English. Because so many of the questions that you find within the English GCSE paper are actually based within some form of religious symbolism element to it, and actually by studying RE actually does support their English as well as their wider knowledge of different cultures. And I think, again, that element is important as we move forward as a community. The option pathways. We've got 3 option pathways, and everybody should know which pathway they're on, because that was released before half term. Now, I don't know, but there's a theme to that, I think. And you can see that actually the theme is it's about the curriculum. The core that everybody will study is that academic core, that base. Because you don't know potentially what you will be doing in the next 5, 10 years, or what career you'll end up doing. But I guarantee that having a solid academic base to work from will absolutely be fundamental in terms of moving you forward in a positive direction. So the 3 elements we've got is academic with applied skills, academic and academic plus. So what does that actually mean? Well, pathway 1, academic and applied skills. The compulsory subjects that you've got. So actually you'll get trilogy science, so you'll be studying all the sciences, you'll be doing geography GCSE, and you'll have a life skills course. And you get to choose 2 of the options. And I think what you can see through those options are, actually, they are the broader elements of the curriculum. Because as much as there is an absolute solid academic core to the pathway that you're on, there is room for you to broaden your horizons, stretch your talents. If you have a particular talent for drama or music or ICT, those options are there. If you're a talented artist, that option's there. Pathway 2, it's very, very similar. Really, the change is actually you get a choice between geography or history. So you've got a geography or history choice, and you've got 3 options to choose. You get a little bit more option, right, in terms of what you're choosing. And again, it's that broader, balanced curriculum that we're looking for. Because fundamentally, at the heart of what we're trying to do is retain that broad and balanced curriculum for all our children. It's absolutely our belief that at the age of 14, we need to try and keep our children's subject base as broad as possible, to give you all as many options as possible when you actually then start to think about what you want to do post-16. And then finally, you've got pathway 3. On pathway 3, there are some more GCSE options that they can choose from. And the compulsory change on that one is you're still choosing between geography or history. But the other compulsory element is you're choosing French or Spanish. Which means that you will be doing a foreign language all the way through until your GCSEs. So those are our 3 basic pathways. Now, I think it's only right and proper at this point that actually we just address, I think it's certainly something that actually, the students have talked to me quite a lot about over the last couple of weeks. And I think it's, the significant change, I would argue, all right, which is that actually we're going to drive forward and have a foreign language through the pathway 3 for GCSE. So, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, so, why study French or German? I was thinking about this over the holidays. Sorry, Spanish. I'll teach me. As I think they said on the front paper yesterday, that'll learn. But, yeah. So why study French or Spanish? And actually, I thought about this over half term. And I don't think that's the right question. Because actually I think the right question is, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you study French or Spanish? I don't know if you've seen this. Some of you might have done, yeah? But it's only a minute long. Just need to make this work.
There's been a war with Russian-backed forces in the east, the Donbass region, for 8 years now. But despite that, the capital city of Kiev is relatively calm. Schuldige Gebirgsgebieten und der Krieggebiet sind natürlich schon am Gang aus, am Osten an der Donbass-Region, Töchter Ukraine, an der russische Separatisten, dos reuniones que va a mantener el presidente francés hoy en Moscú con el presidente ruso Vladimir Putin y mañana aquí en Kiev con el presidente ucraniano Volodymyr Zelensky. Moscovo brandió un anuncio de retirada de terça-feira como prova de que los temores da guerra foram fabricados por un occidente hostil liderado por los Estados Unidos. À ce stade, la guerre semble probable, c'est aussi simple que cela. Mais il y a encore cette petite lueur d'espoir que la diplomatie puisse arrêter une invasion russe de l'Ukraine. Das ist genau das, was Sie erwartet hatten. Desinformation, gefälschte Angriffe und ein Vorwand für Russland in die Ukraine einzumarschieren. Aber alles ist sehr schwer natürlich vor Ort zu überprüfen.
I mean, I don't know about you, but I am in awe of that guy. He did 6 different foreign languages, all on the same day, 6 different companies. He works for the Associated Press. I think currently, I didn't realise when I spotted it a couple of days ago, but I think that's running at about 20 million clicks at the moment. And it did make some of the national press. But truly in awe of that ability to be able to do that. And I worked it out, and I sat and worked it out, and actually, the 6 languages that he speaks, he could potentially have reached about 2.5 billion people on the planet, would have understood what he said. Obviously all not watching TV, but just the sheer smoothness of that. So when we're thinking about French or Spanish, it really is, why wouldn't you? For me. It's a no-brainer. It's about that stretch, that challenge. And actually, when we talk about the benefits of studying a language, you know, actually it is a really, really strong pathway in terms of developing excellent learning skills. It does give you an edge academically. And the thing is, the children in other schools, in Mansfield, in Nottingham, in the UK, are studying exactly the same curriculum. And if you're thinking about going to university, if you're thinking about running for those jobs, they're also thinking about going for exactly those same places and those exact same jobs. And it would be, as I said at the start of this, absolutely remiss of me not to provide your children with the same curriculum that is being provided in schools up and down this country. For me to provide a curriculum which would be easy, soft, not challenging, would be wrong of me. And so from a visionary part of it, I can't stand in front of you and say that would be the right thing to do, because it's not. It's a commodity. It is a commodity, and it's a valued commodity. I can't begin to guess how much that guy gets paid for that job that he's doing, to be honest with you. But actually, French is now the language of business within the EU. It's not English anymore. I did some research over half term. If you have a second language, on average, you're earning significantly more than someone who doesn't. It's valued by employers. The other stat that I just thought was crazy, the last one, 96% of British exporters, 96% of people who export goods to foreign countries have nobody in their company speaks that language. Now, I don't know if that means that they're at a disadvantage, but I think it does. And it boosts your confidence. Because if you can speak a foreign language, it does help with communication, it does help with presentation skills. I don't know about you, but I'm currently stood in front of 250 people, and to be honest with you, it's a bit nervous, and I've done it quite a lot. But actually, practicing having to speak in front of people, having to speak a foreign language in front of people, aids you in terms of being able to do it. And I just sort of thought that, you know, that they are French and Spanish companies that have bases in the UK. We export 42% even now, still 42% of our goods go to EU, they're our closest countries. There are 3 million jobs currently in the leisure and tourism industry, travel and tourism industry. And it's predicted to be about 4 million by 2030. Banking and insurance is 1.1 million jobs. It's 10% of the GDP of the UK. Studying a modern foreign language is important, and I think it's a worthwhile endeavour. So, where do we go from here? Well, tomorrow, the online options form will be open, and you as students will be talking to your tutor because they've had the information yet, and they will show you how to log on, all right, to the options app. And it'll look like that when you first log on, and then you'll basically get that as a screen, and you can choose your first 5. And so basically you star it, the 5 stars is the one that you want to do absolutely the most, and so on down to 1 star. To be perfectly frank with you, not quite 100%, but almost people got their first choices. Right? Not every spot, but almost. And that's the options process key date. So tomorrow it goes live. You've got a month to work through while the app remains open. 1st of April it will close, and then we'll start to put the timetable together. We can work out what courses can run and potentially what they can't, but I can't think that should be an issue. And then July time, you'll get your timetables. They'll be finalised and you'll get your timetables and it'll be sorted. And so that's really where we are with that. So I hope that I've been as clear as possible in trying to outline our aspirations for you and our commitment to you and why we've done what we've done and what we hope and expect you'll get out of it.